So hello everyone, welcome back to Joshing's Around Next podcast. My name is Pranav and today I am with Raghav Dixit, an entrepreneur and a project manager at EY. In this podcast today we will be discussing the main question, why Ireland, what are the new thresholds that we have seen recent times from January onwards in 2024, and what the future of Ireland exactly is, and is Ireland a very right choice for you? Either you are an experienced person, either you are a fresher, and why do you want to come to Ireland? So let's not waste time and dive right into this podcast with Raghav Dixit. So hi Raghav, welcome to the podcast again.
Thank you, Pranav.
After a very successful first podcast, because I still remember a lot of people I meet, they're like, oh yes, we got that information with the Raghav Dixit podcast. That's what people are telling me these days. We got the information from the Raghav Dixit podcast.
Well, I would say that thank you. And one of the key things, and which is also a concern, guys, that there is a lot flow of information from everywhere.
Yeah.
And many times in YouTube and everywhere where some budding people come in and they are not immigration or career experts. Sometimes the information flow is wrong over here, but I'm great that you are doing a good job.
Definitely.
And keep on doing it.
Definitely, Raghav. So let's dive in straight away. I have a lot of questions for today. Like there has been a lot of ups and downs recently since the January 2024 has started.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why I want to discuss for myself also, for knowing myself and for the audience as well. So the first major impact that we have seen is the thresholds that has been changed in the job market. The journal skills have gone from 30 to 34.
Exactly.
Critical went from 32 to 38.
Yes.
So what do you think? Is it a good decision from the government, or there would be a very big backlash on this?
Well, different people will have different interests on that.
Yeah.
Governments, I understand that government want to keep up their inflations, the skills threshold as per the inflation rates and other things, and government has been given quite a good justification for that. However, quickly coming back to the point here, there has been a steep increase, that's for sure, 30 to 34 and 32 to 38. But if you see for next year's thresholds that we are looking forward, the critical skill work permit will go back to 44,000. So
yes.
Now you understand the steep from 32 to 44,
Yeah.
and from general it will go from 34 to 38.
38,
Okay, so you see that in 2025 January, what we have it now 32 to 44 and 30 to 38, which is a very steep increase.
Yeah.
Inflation rate hasn't been that much. It hasn't been that much. So definitely, government wants the people to be paid more. However, there's a significant impact on the people over here.
Yeah.
There are two set of people who are already in a good shape. They have 5+ years of experience, they have good knowledge, they are into IT tech and other streams.
Yeah.
They're already making more than 50-60K.
Yeah.
So I would say that these people are definitely not coming into this criteria, and they will have no impact on that.
Mm-hmm.
Those people who will be benefited, who have a good experience but they are not having a good salary structure, maybe they are working in smaller companies, they will get benefited from this. But now I'll come back to the major point over here. I'm talking about all the freshers, people with less than 3 or 2 years of experience, people who are not into mainstream job market like tech, pharma, or maybe finance, who are into HR, sales, and other people less experience, not mainstream job market. It's very difficult for them to get into the work permit mode now, because people will get very easily local candidates. They will be happy to work in 32, 31, 30 or even less. And these people will struggle a lot in terms of getting jobs, and I would say that Ireland is a market which is good for experienced people, but majority of the people who come to Ireland having less experience.
Yeah.
So I would say that it is going to be quite detrimental for them.
Quite determined for that, because like as you said, like if a person has an experience of less than 3 years or within the 3 years, it is still not a market to like crack basically.
It will be a problem. Suppose I'm an entrepreneur and I have my own company with 50 people or 40 people or something, and now I want to hire someone, and someone in HR or someone in sales, and I have to pay him 38,000 euros for general.
Yeah.
In 2025, I'm talking about 2025.
Yes.
I would not need them to pay 38,000 euros. I will be getting a local candidate in 32 or 33 or 34.
Yeah.
So just understand the difference between the minimum wage and the threshold of the hiring a non-EU candidate. The minimum wage is still 12.40 or something like that. If you multiply this for 39 hours per week, multiply by 52, you are still under 30 or something like that. So I'll be able to get some candidates in 32 or 34. Why would I pay for 38 for a candidate for that? And still I get, I need to file the work permits for them. So for fresher people, less experienced people, it will be a problem. For companies, I don't think so that should be a big problem to them, because they will easily switch over to a local candidate. Especially it comes back for general work permit. General work permit is known to have local candidates, and definitely the impact will not be, it will be on critical skills as well, but not that much. But general it will be more. On critical skill, 44 is again a massive increase. I don't think so that, for example, you see that many graduate roles comes in. All these companies will not be paying 44,000 for them on graduate roles.
True.
They will not be paying for them. If they pay, that's good. I would be very happy, but it will be a significant churn for them, and I don't think so that will be my personal opinion. based on my knowledge and experience of last 10, 15 years, whatever we say. So that's what I'll say, that I would say that government should consider this again.
Yeah, because like as you said right now, like you won't be hiring someone, let's say in 2025 for 44,000, because like you know the local candidates at that time in 2025 it would be 38 for a journal skill as well. But talking about that, like I have seen a lot of startups in Ireland. What their main focus is, they are outsourcing their work to India. Okay,
Yes.
they're outsourcing their work to cheap labor countries, like in the sense of the euro and rupee price difference. If you're paying 30,000 for an employee, let's say here, I think you can hire 2 or 3 employees back in India and still be able to get the work done and the flow of the things done. So do you think coming to Ireland at this stage with no experience, for a fresher I'm saying, would be a good choice? Seeing that the companies, they also are not making that much money if they're in the starting and they're also outsourcing. So what do you think? Like, is the outsourcing market will boom out of this because the expenses are going pretty high due to the salaries, or there's still chances that they will keep the jobs and everything here?
So you asked 2 questions here.
Yeah.
I'll answer the questions one by one.
Yeah.
The first thing is about the candidates who will be coming back over here, and from time and time I have always recommended, not at this stage when the threshold has increased, but even before that, even the last podcast I talked about it.
Yeah.
Ireland is not a market for freshers. There are many freshers who get the job, there's no doubt of that. But there are even more who doesn't get the job. Ireland is a market for experienced people. It is a market for people who are into technology sector. It is a great market for them. If you have a good experience and you are into technology, Ireland could be a game changer for you, just like it has been for me. I'm an immigrant myself, but Ireland was a game changer for me. If you are into a financial sector, Ireland could be a game changer for you. If you are into a QA, or if you are into a pharma sector, into any regulatory compliance or maybe anything, Ireland is still a good market for you. But apart from these 3 industries, apart from people having 3 to 5 years or even more experience, it's a different zone at all. If you have 3+ years of experience, I would say that yes, Ireland could be a good market. Less than 3 years of experience, it will be based on your luck and your risk appetite, because there is a risky thing that you may not get jobs, or you struggle a lot. So if you're coming back with less than 3 years of experience, be prepared that there will be a risk and you may have to struggle for jobs.
So like right now you said like this thing that you also told me right now, I've been hearing this since my 5 years that I've been here, that IT, pharma and finance are the only 3 booming industry. Other than that, they like not a lot of scope. But currently I've seen students who are here who have like, let's say 3 year or 4 or 5 year experience as well. They are also struggling to get jobs, whether they are in IT, pharma or finance. Why is that? Like, if it's a booming market, why are still people struggling in those 3 sectors also?
There will always be struggle over here for the job market. Even if I go for jobs in the market, nobody will going to give me a job in a dish tray and come back to me. So there will always be a struggle. The key thing that we have, and I'll give you some kind of insights over here, that when company offers jobs, they also do some kind of cultural sensitivity and cultural demarcation. For example, if you take about data jobs. So if I go back and hire, if I go back and try to hire hypothetically a data analyst, it is a very likely chance that out of 10 data analysts that I will try to hire, 6 or 7 will be non-EU candidates. And it may be possible that out of 6 or 7, 5 or 6 could be from even one country itself. Don't want to name it, but it could be from one country. In this case, I cannot have 5 members in my team just from the one culture or one people or one country or one aspects. I need to make sure that it's a balance of all cultures, it's a balance of all nationalities and everything. In this case, I'll be taking back 1 person or 2 person only. So you would have to compete not only among yourself, but also on many other aspects. So despite you are qualified, you may not be able to get job at this stage. Second thing that you always need to maintain, that when people, there has been a mass immigration in the last few years. I would say that from 2016 or 2017 onwards, the immigration has been explosion. There are immigrations coming back in large numbers. And when they come in large numbers, there is always a limited job that is there for immigrants. And when they come back in large numbers, you don't get it. So it will be a struggle for them. But if you compare the struggles with experienced candidates with non-experienced candidates, non-experienced candidate will be much higher. Experienced candidate, I could say that you may take some time, but if you're consistent, sooner or later you will get something. It may be possible that you may not be getting something that you desire of. You may get something which is like a low-hanging fruit for you, but you will get something, because I have seen usually people who stay around will get jobs sooner or later. So, but again, as you say that if 100 people come in, all 100 people won't get jobs. 50 people will get it and 50 people won't get it. So that's a pure market dynamics.
Okay, like when you said like you need to hustle like for the initial stages and everything, how would you suggest or tell someone like what is the deadline of that hustle? Okay, like deadline of the hustle is like when a person is here, let's say I am here for 5 years, okay, still I'm trying to be stable, to build my assets and everything like that. People are here who has been more than that, okay, but they're still not getting the stability here. When do you think would be a right choice for someone to think and go back to their own country? Because that is the main question. Like, people have invested their loans, they have taken loans, education loan, trying to repay it back, they doing 12-hour shifts or doing whatever things to just earn money back, not getting any job, not getting any visas. How would you say that this is a threshold, or this is the point where a person should think whether Ireland is the best option for them, or maybe going back to their home country would be a better option for them? Where, like, people don't have that clarity in their mind.
I would always say that begin with the end in mind.
Yeah.
So your journey to discuss all these things does not start when you come here and you look forward for jobs.
Yeah.
It comes as a due diligence when you're thinking of coming to Ireland. Okay, it's not always a goody story.
Yeah.
When I came to Ireland years back, I had this thing that if the things do not work out, what is my plan
Yeah.
B? Okay, what is my I would say return of investment that I'm looking forward? What kind of money I have, and most importantly, how deep are my pockets?
Yeah.
How much, if I don't get a job for a few months, or if I get a job like side hustle or something, how long I will be doing that?
Yeah.
And always understand that one of the problems that I've seen with people is that they are very much marred by instant gratification. They come here, they start doing side hustles 20 hours a week or whatever it is. While it is legally allowed, you can work for 20 hours a week. That's absolutely no problem. The problem is about distraction. So if you're not looking forward for your long-term goals, instead of looking forward for your certifications or increase, because many times I've seen that people go back with part-time jobs so heavily that they do not look forward for certain aspects, that if you need a long-term job or a full-time job, you need to have a very much seen in the market. You need to have your very solid connections in the market. The key thing about Irish market is that it's not important what you know. The more important thing is who you know. Okay, so knowing people, building up a good network, connecting with people is extremely important. Number two thing is that you need to understand few things, that whether you are looking for opportunities or you are making yourself that people see you as an opportunity to hire. That is again thing that is lacking in people. So when people try to make forward for their arrangements to come to Ireland, they should have a clear demarcation that when they are going to take the push, hit the exit button. The only problem is that it could be a sunk cost as well, especially if you are taking risk. Even if you have some years of experience and things are not working out, then what could be your exit button? You need to see that by this time, if I don't get this, I will go back into exit button. I'll press the exit button and wait for another 3 months if the things work out or don't work out, and then they can take the exit button. My suggestion to people is that if you have 3+, so make yourself in a bucket that whether you are ideal candidate for this, you are suitable candidate for this, or you are not suitable candidate for this. If you are not suitable candidate, like less than 3 years experience, not into core sectors, try to avoid coming to Ireland. If you're a suitable candidate, 3+ years of experience or something, and into IT, pharma or finance, then think about this, that after completing your graduation, while completing your graduation, how are you going to increase your network? How are you going to take back certifications? How are you going to apply for the job and look forward for market dynamics? And then if you don't get in 1 year thing, then in the second year, what are the counter actions you are going to take? And make it something that by the end of 2 years, what you want to achieve. If you achieve something by 1 year, good enough. In the remaining second year, you need to think of that. If you go back to India, what is your prospects over there? I have this understanding, and maybe this could be your next question before you come back. That most of the people, and I've been with many people on that, and they say that they come to Ireland because things are not working out in India at all. They're not getting jobs in India. That's why they come to Ireland looking forward for jobs. If that is the case, then I would say that going back to India is not a solution for you. You'll be going back to the same mud
circle,
where you try to come forward. In this case, you have burned the bridges behind. The only thing forward is to move forward and keep on doing the good thing.
Jobbing, bulk filling is the most what people are doing, and bulk rejections is also they are getting.
If everybody is digging gold, what are you going to do? When there are hundreds of people in the job market, all they do is fast work, quick work, too much of the work. This is what they do, and this is a suboptimal practice.